and start here. And now to share. So we should be share screen. Excuse me. Okay, so we're sharing screen here. The first thing that we'll do is discuss some shadow IT and this human level artificial intelligence with some machine vision. So here's some first things. The shadow IT actually starts with bring your own device. And you can do that, but if you are going to bring your own device, you really should make sure to have explicit approval from the organization. And there's a reason for that. It's easy, it's quick, it's cheap, it gets rid of the bureaucracy, it gets you working, but it really can cause some security issues. And anything such as passing proprietary data out or losing that data from your own device. So if your organization has no bring your own device or shadow IT policy, really ought to have one, and they need to enforce it across the board. And so what is shadow IT anyway? Well, it's similar to bring your own device, except you're using your own software while you're in there. When can you usually do that? Most of the time, if it's non-mission or non-production critical, you can get away with it. Because if something adversely affects the business, that can really create problems. So, here's the best way to handle this. If the company already has a service that they're providing, and you can use that, then stick with what they're providing, okay? Otherwise, all you have to do is type up a little letter, get it to your IT or your manager, and get approval to do that, to use it. And it's a very simple process. You type down in your little, and it can be just like a 2-paragraph or a 1-paragraph letter. Why you need to use it, what you're going to do with it, who's going to be responsible for maintaining your little IT thing that you're going to use, and who's going to use it. It's a very simple thing. So, if you do have a policy, follow the policy. Now, back to human level IT, artificial intelligence. This is, of course, Watson, the banks of Watson. So what do we know about this? Well, most likely we will have human level artificial intelligence or superhuman level artificial intelligence sometime within the next 100 years. Oh, certainly. Within the next 10, maybe 20. Okay, but not tomorrow. So what happens when we do that? Well, we have a very serious problem, because if you've been listening to the discussions or reading the discussions over the last couple of weeks, you can see that the tendency went, pardon me, from having the computers doing the dull, boring things to actually relegating that to people instead. And an interesting thing, if you've been watching Star Trek and that sort of thing, is human level artificial intelligence actually has an opportunity. Memory transference, people could actually become immortal. Wow, pretty interesting if we were to think about that. And it can solve problems that we may not even know that we have. So the biggest problems, defining and controlling that artificial intelligence. So look at micro vision or machine vision for just a minute. You can couple a machine vision with artificial intelligence to actually do quality control. It is a very, very growth market, should be growing over the next 5 years or so. And that image that we just looked at, one image, one camera is actually good enough. and it uses, for processing, neural network artificial intelligence. So that's some interesting content there. Let's go on. We'll stop that share and move on to the next one. Just a second. Okay, hopefully you have that now. So I just want you to think about, this is Module 7, and I do have a micro version of this that actually takes about 2.5 minutes, but we'll go through this one, give you a little bit more detail on it. For your project outline, you're going to have to demonstrate that you are making progress on the project. You've had several weeks to work on it. And that means you should have some material ready to put into an outline. Also, you do need for this week to write the case D. So here's some guidance on that outline. If you do this, you'll do okay. It's not a big deal for any specific formatting. But here's what you'll need to do for your outline. Summarize your project, one sentence. Just a one-sentence summary. Put that in your outline. Explain why you chose it. Why are you writing it? You're not writing it because it was an assignment. You're writing it because of the choice that you expressed earlier, right? Give it a title. Include in your project outline the purpose. It should be like a series of sentences. 1 sentence, 2 sentences, 3 sentences. What is its purpose? 4 sentences. Who the audience is. 5 sentences. What are some of the things that you have found? So it'll be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however many sentences you have. 1 sentence per item or material. That summarizes content for your presentation. I'm not looking for any specific outline formatting. Don't care. What I want to see is that you are making progress and that you have some specific content for inclusion in your project. Okay? Not very difficult. You'll get a good high score. Do this. Answer these questions. Now let's look at case D. This is Agile development. Some of you have been talking about Agile development over this last week already. So here's what you need to do. Define Agile development. List the processes that it uses and the resources involved. And then think about this. Is it now a traditional process? It's been around for a while. It's not something brand new. So is it now a traditional process? Why or why not? And then as you look at the case, see, what did they have for problems? Why those specific problems and difficulties? And how could they have avoided them, reduced them, or prevented them from occurring? Look at that as you look through the case. Also, how well did they do? What could they have done to deliver a better product, an easier product, a more quickly developed process, a less resource-intensive one? And then we talk about metrics the last several weeks. You know, measuring things, they'll always have an effect. Measurements always affect something. As a matter of fact, if you're into nuclear physics or other types of physics, you'll actually hear that the mere fact that you measured something affects the outcome. Well, it actually does affect the process and the implementation as well. So I want you to think about it. If you had metrics here in the case, how could they affect positively and negatively the team process, what they're doing and how they're doing it? How could they affect the output quality, positive or negatively? And how could they affect whether resources were best used or not. Those are things to issue, serious issues for an MIS manager or for any other manager. Also, you may find as you look at the case that it would be good or better for customers to be involved in the project. Why should they be involved? Why should they not be involved? Are there different circumstances that would require a bigger customer involvement or not? Remember, we're discussing agile development. And what are some of the best contributions, the largest positives for using agile development process? Okay. Now that you've thought about all of that, consider that you'll use the same rubric as you do for each of the other case studies. In other words, identify the key issues and the problems, and then evaluate and analyze each one of the issues and problems that you found. You're going to find more than one, more than two, more than three. Identify them. Analyze and evaluate each individual one that you found. Make sure that you have a one-sentence problem statement. Good, clear, concise statement of the problem. A lot of you are still talking about the rubric or talking about the issues and the problems, and then the next thing you know, you're down telling me about the solution. You cannot go from identifying problems, issues, and key issues to discussing the solution without specifically identifying one-sentence problem statement. Put the problem statement in there, okay? And then once you've done that, pick something that you're going to work on, that's your problem statement. Make some good, effective suggestions, recommendations, explain why, how, when that would work, why you chose those, and why you chose those particular solutions instead of some other ones. Go ahead and be clear, and always include supporting references and citations, okay? So that's your agile development case. Any questions?
No questions. If I think of anything, I'll post it to you in the discussion board.
All right, I appreciate that. And I do apologize to everybody. I'm not going to be able to get into the discussions today. I've not been able to get into discussions today because I feel like somebody dragged me behind a truck for a couple miles.
Oh, no. Well, I hope you feel better.
I do too. So I'm going to close this out, and I'll probably post everything up tomorrow because right now I can barely keep my head up.
All righty. Okay. Thank you, sir. Have a better night.
All right. Thank you, and good evening. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.